What it is, y'all, Joel Boy Pilk, and I'm coming back today with the details for the incoming EZAs. Let's just jump in. Let's talk about it, okay? So, initially, when Trunks first dropped, technically right now, before EZA, Future Saga category Key plus 3, all stats 170. Is that his pre? I think that's his post EZA. Pre-EZA's Future Saga Key 3, HP and Attack 170 with Defense 130 and Superclass Allies 120 on all stats. Then, now he becomes Future Saga Category Key 3 All Stats 170 with Superclass Key 3 All Stats 130. So, kind of predictable, like that none of that's really surprising per se, but it is what it is. Now, the rest of his skills, now look at the difference here. Just look at the difference between these two. You could already see, initially when he dropped, he gave us raises attack and causes immense damage to the enemy. Okay. Now, after EZA, he's raises attack and greatly raises defense for 3 turns. That greatly raises defense for 3 turns is a game changer. I say it all the time, but right now, longevity on a character is everything. And I mean everything. So, greatly raises defense for 3 turns is going to be huge. Not only that, he'll continue stacking, as you'll see here shortly. Causes immense damage to the enemy. So really, really, really nice. Now, prior to EZA, attack and defense 100%, transform when conditions are met. But now, check out this paragraph here. Attack and defense 140%, Superclass Allies Key 2 launches additional attack, that's 2 SAs now, that has a high chance of becoming an SA. Chances of performing a critical hit 30% when the same turn after each attack is performed. Remember, if you put double attack in this dude, you now have triple SAs going off. That's super handy, with a high chance of critical hit. So you don't need crits in this dude. Now, if you haven't filled out his potential system, now all you need is double attack and maybe a little bit of dodge. You don't even need the dodge, but it would just be like that additional thing you throw in there for the hell of it. You know, I'd maybe do like 10% critical just in case. You don't even really need it, but just in case. And then, maybe level 15, 20 max, I wouldn't go beyond that, of additional attack. And then everything beyond that, you could put into dodge, and this dude is going to just walk through every event. Now, that is base level. He's going to transform, starting from the 3rd turn from the start of battle. And then now, well, let's talk about before. Before, the leader skill doesn't change. Super attack, raises attack and defense. It causes immense damage to the enemy, which becomes greatly raises attack and defense. It causes immense damage to the enemy. So that defense is going to go sky high. Like I said, you're going to get the 3 turns of stacking down there, and you're now going to infinitely stack. It's really kind. I don't know why they did 3 turns, because you're just going to transform anyway. It doesn't make sense, but I guess maybe if you like. I guess the only thing is what it does is it kind of punishes you for putting him on 3rd rotation. You really got to have him on 1st or 2nd rotation. It's the only thing I could really think that really is kind of a downside to his first skill, but whatever. At this point, he's infinitely stacking. Now, before EZA, passive skill was attack and defense 120, key plus 1, gains an additional attack and defense 10% at the start of each turn. Key plus 4, up to key plus 4, and up to attack and defense 80%. Whatever. Now, attack and defense 150%. All Superclass Allies key plus 2. He gets key plus 1 up to plus 4, plus an additional attack and defense 25% up to 100% at the start of each turn, and launches an additional attack that has a great chance of becoming an SA. So, he's going to get his SA off. He gets a potential 2nd SA. Remember, each one of these are stacking defense. Each one, and he had 3 before. So now, launch additional attack that has a great chance of becoming an SA. Launches another additional attack that has a high chance of becoming an SA. Starting from the 4th turn from the start of battle. Chances of performing a critical hit 30% within the same turn each attack is performed. Now do the math on this. 30%, 60%, 90%. Put additional in this guy. 120% chance to crit. This final attack will critical hit. It's nuts. It's nuts. And he still has his active skill on top of that. So, before, pre-EZA, it was causes immense damage to the enemy and massively lowers defense, which becomes massively raises attack for 1 turn. Lowering defense ain't so great as we've seen over the years. Like I used to defend the hell out of it, but we're talking like back during the 90% meta. Anymore, it's kind of pointless. Like your numbers are so high, raising attack is going to do so much more. Causes immense damage to the enemy and massively lowers their defense. So that massively raises attack is going to do so much more than lowering their defense. Lowering defense is nice, but it doesn't have quite the same impact as raising your attacks. So this hit's going to be nuts. Okay? Passive skill. There's really no reason to talk about the whole passive skill. It is so boring. Like it is like vanilla pudding, where this is just I don't know. Superman ice cream, for lack of a better analogy. Which, if you haven't had that, you ain't living. Attack 40% and defense 20% per key sphere obtained. Performs a critical hit plus an additional attack plus 50% when performing an SA, and superclass allies key plus 3 with 4 more key spheres obtained. Randomly changes key spheres of a certain type to tech type, tech spheres excluded. So you're going to get tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of benefit out of this skill. He is so crazy with that infinite stack of his defense. Dude's just wild. Just absolutely wild. So, a fantastic unit, but we got to talk about ZAMASU, okay? So, pre-EZA ZAMASU, Realm of Gods category key, 3 HP attack and defense, 1... Oh, I'm sorry, that's before EZA. Yeah. Attack and HP attack and defense, 170%, defense 130. Extreme class allies key 3, all stats 120. Becomes all stats 170, and extreme class allies all stats 130, with key 3 each, obviously. Now, pre-EZA, we've got causes immense damage to the enemy and greatly lowers defense, which becomes raises defense, which is way more important, and causes. Remember that when it says raises defense, doesn't give you a turn order. That's indefinite. That is set. 99 turns. We've tried to go 99 turns on events before, and it's nigh impossible. For all intents and purposes, infinitely stacks defense. Causes immense damage to the enemy and greatly lowers defense, which, as I said before, it is what it is. But essentially, that's what was just kind of the leftovers from what they had before. You know, like they had lowers defense. They had to kind of keep that there. It ties him into the old unit. Passive skill before, once again, notice it's a little bit longer than TRUNKS, but not by much. Attack 100%, reduces damage received by 40%, which is really nice. Recovers 7% HP when HP is 70% or less. Performs a Patara fusion when conditions are met. Now, we have attack and defense 140%. Extreme class allies key 2 reduces damage by 40%. Recovers 10% HP at the start of the turn. Recovers 20% HP at the end of the turn. Ooh, that's a neat one. Performs Patara fusion when conditions are met, and that's going to be starting from the 3rd turn of the start of battle. Fusion ZAMASU. So once again, we're going to start with base stats. Leader skill doesn't change. SA would be causes immense damage to the enemy and greatly lowers defense, which becomes raises attack and defense infinitely. Again, once I wanted to continue to remind you, infinitely stacks. It causes immense damage to the enemy and greatly lowers defense. Huge. Key plus 2, attack and defense 150%. Extreme class allies key plus 2. Reduces damage received by 50% plus an additional attack plus 50% when performing an SA. Launches an additional. So we got 2 SAs. Launches an additional attack within the same turn after receiving an attack. So you got to get hit to do it. Dodging still counts, though. Dodging still counts, but bear that in mind. Recovers 10% HP when HP is above 90%. So when HP is 90% or less, so every bloody turn except the first turn. Recovers 10% HP at the end of every turn. Every time the character receives an attack 5 times or more in battle, which by the time he transforms can be a thing. So that's basically 2 SAs, you get a third one with extra attack. He's not going to be hitting as hard, but that infinite stacking will come in clutch. Then we have the mutation. So mutations can be activated. It's basically an active skill from the next, well, basically last one turn from the next phase. So the mutation. Before Extreme Z Awakening, so leader skill doesn't change. SA causes immense damage to the enemy and massively lowers defense. Becomes massively raises attack for one turn and causes immense damage to the enemy and massively lowers defense. As I've said, massively lowers defense is nice, but it's not going to be game changing. It's just the thing to tie them together here. Key plus 6, attack plus 300%, defense plus 100%. Reduces damage by 30% plus additional attack plus 50%, and high chance of performing a critical hit when attacking. Launches an additional super attack. It's 2 now. Every time the character attacks plus 2 more times. So launches additional attack every time the character attacks 2 or more times in battle, up to once within a turn. Plus additional defense, plus 50% when performing a super attack for 3 turns from the start of the turn, and disables enemy's guard. Disables enemy's guard is huge. Huge. If you haven't seen what guard does, pay close attention to a lot of these other runs that we've been doing where guard can just nullify so much damage. That's massive. Superclass enemies and allies. Okay, superclass enemies and allies attack down 10%. So he'll nerf any superclass allies he's on with. He really doesn't want to cooperate with superclass units. Now, I think I misquoted something here. Mutations can be activated upon entering the next attacking phase. So in other words, it doesn't last one turn. It's actually you can only do it once, but I mean obviously it stays put, it looks like. So he gets way better. Is Trunks the same way? Did I misquote Trunks? Powers up can be activated upon entering, attacking. So yeah. So I misquoted that. So in other words, they're going to stay. I haven't used these units in a really long time, so post EZA we're going to have to do this. But he's going to stay in his boosted state. So they both stay in their boosted state once their actives are activated. So there you guys go. Crazy nuts units. The EZAs will be in tonight. What's really awesome is all the subunits that are getting boosts with these EZAs will get their medals along with these guys once you farm them up. So you don't have to keep farming the event. It's crazy. We'll talk about that more. The events drop tonight. Like, comment, share. We're going to have to try these guys out when they drop because they're so bloody good. I'll be back with more coming up for you guys here really, really, really soon.